Well, millennials are the first generation to grow up surrounded by digital media. But even in the age of technology, putting pen to paper has shown to have many benefits to the brain and the body. Here to tell us more about why writing by hand is a skill still considered to be very valuable is Laura-Lee Burgess of Oxford Learning. Thank you so much for being here. So tell me, what are some of the benefits? Because I can see why this would be an important skill to continue to have.
Right, so there are lots of proven cognitive benefits as well as emotional benefits to writing by hand. So one is actually stress relief. So it's been shown that the act of writing, whether it's printing or writing, can reduce stress, which means improve concentration and focus in the classroom for kids, which is a great, you know, they need that for sure. It helps reduce it helps reduce stress, but it also helps with that focus, concentration. It increases creativity as well. So the more they're writing by hand, the more they're generating new ideas, the easier it is to kind of get their thoughts out.
That's so interesting because you would think having access to a tablet and gaining that information would almost be a little bit easier, but it's actually better to relieve stress to write. And you almost forget, like I don't write very often, but when I do, it's very sloppy now because it's a skill that I don't
Yeah, you're not doing it as often, right? The other thing that it's shown to help with is memory too. So if you're reading something just off off a screen, you're not as likely to remember it as if you were to then write that down. So taking notes in class is still really important for kids, teaching them to take notes, summarize what the teacher is saying, using their agenda, a paper agenda is still better than using your tablet or your iPhone for organization, but it's being able to write that down and then cross it off when it's done. There's emotional benefits and increased well-being, feelings of satisfaction that come with that.
Oh my goodness. And I heard that cursive writing is something that in classrooms they're not going to continue to teach.
That's right. It's not, and I think it kind of depends on the teacher, but as part of the curriculum, it's no longer a component of that. Wow. So kids are using technology a lot more these days, but learning how to cursive write is something that I always recommend that parents do with their kids and teach them. It's something fun, especially if kids have trouble with printing at an early age. If you teach them something new, it helps them get their thoughts out quicker. They know how to do something that maybe not all the other kids know how to do. So it's a really fun way to teach them something new.
And it's just a nice opportunity to sit down with your kids too and maybe plan out a list of things that they need to do if they have a trip coming up, something like that, which is always so interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of like a code, right? Not all kids can read cursive writing, and if we're not teaching them how to do it every day, then again it becomes something that they won't be able to read if they don't know how to write it. So teaching them that is kind of fun as well, but there's lots of benefits that go along with the writing. Technology is everywhere now, so we know that that's part of what they do, but don't let them, don't get away from writing by hand. The other thing is things like exams, essays on exams, those are all handwritten. If we get out of practice of doing that, then when you have an exam, it's harder to do. Oftentimes applications for a job are handwritten, those kinds of things. So keep that in mind and don't rely solely on technology, but make sure that printing or writing is still part of something that they know how to do.
Oh, well, that is such great information. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Make sure to start printing.
That's right.
Today. It'll be good for your mood, which is always nice.
That's right.
So thank you so much, Laura-Lee Burgess with Oxford Learning, and now we're going to check in with Elise.